Cheese is a product that contains a lot of protein and fat. Cheese is often made from milk, like cow's milk, goat's milk, and sheep's milk. For a professional chef, the proper and creative use of cheese is an essential skill to make delicious food and more attractive to diners. Following this trend, many cooking schools and training centers in Vietnam have invited foreign experts to share how to cook Eastern and Western dishes from cheese. Recently, Mark Todd, a well-known chef and member of the California Milk Advisory Board, introduced and shared with chefs in Vietnam about the knowledge, usage, and creativity on the main ingredient, cheese.
Greetings from CHUYên Vietnam on VTC10 Netviet. Cheese is seen as a new cooking ingredient for many Vietnamese people. So is it possible to bring cheese into Vietnamese cuisine? In today's program, we have a conversation with Chef Mark Todd from the US on this topic. So thank you for joining us. The first question we'd like to ask you is, what brought you to Vietnam this time?
I came over here to promote cheeses for the state of California. Vietnam is a growing market. The knowledge of cheese in Vietnam is not very deep. So I am here to try to spread the knowledge of cheese to the chefs in Vietnam, so they will be better able to use cheese both in Western dishes and in Asian dishes.
As far as we know, this is the second time that you are coming to Vietnam. So what is your impression on Vietnamese cuisine?
Well, the Vietnamese cuisine has always been one of my favorites. I've been in love with the Vietnamese food since I first tasted it in America, long before I came here. But now that I have been here, I like it even better. And I'm excited to learn about the different cuisines of the different regions, because the pho in Saigon is very different than pho in up here in Hanoi. In Da Nang, it was different. Bun Bo from Hue, very different than other. So I'm excited to learn the difference in the regional cuisines of Vietnam, and it's fun for me to see it made in its original state in the country it came from, with all the ingredients that are grown here. We grow most of what you grow in America, so Vietnamese chefs that come to America can make almost the same thing they make here, but over here they have a little bit of difference. The herbs taste different depending upon where they're grown. The types of herbs they use may be slightly different in America. So the American version of Vietnamese food is very good, but slightly different than what you get when you are in the actual country. And I love it. I love it all.
What are the dishes that you want to introduce to the Vietnamese chefs at this time?
Well, on this first trip that we're doing training for culinary students and culinary schools, we're sticking to what we would call the basics, which are cheeses like Monterey Jack, mozzarella, mild cheddar. These are some of the more basic cheeses that have great cooking applications as well as eating applications. So we're really trying to introduce them to the basics. Start with the basics, and then as the years go by, we will progress and teach them about more and more complicated cheeses.
Cheese is seen as a new ingredient for many Vietnamese people. Why do you think it is suitable for Vietnamese diners?
Well, if you plot a graph with the per capita income of the people and the demand for dairy products, the more money people have in their pocket, the more they want dairy products. 10 years ago, when I first came to Vietnam, most of the people did not have enough money to be able to buy luxury goods like cheese. Now, the middle class is very big and growing. As they have more money, they become more interested, not just in cheese, but in the finer foods of life. And now there is enough demand here that we are moving beyond just pizza. Pizza is typically the introduction to cheese for most new cultures. When we came to Japan in the 1970s and 80s, we introduced cheese to Japan. Now, there is a pizzeria on every corner in Tokyo. 10 years ago, pizza started coming to Vietnam. Now, 10 years later, there's pizza everywhere here, and they're starting to want to go beyond pizza. That's what this is about. We're teaching them that pizza is a good use for cheese, but there's lots of other uses too.
As part of a series of activities in Vietnam, Chef Mark Todd gave a talk on how to use and process a dairy product to chefs at the Sao Mai Cooking Center in Hanoi. The chefs at the center participated in a cooking contest with cheese. Within a given period of time, each group applies the recipes requested from the organizers. All ingredients, spices, especially cheese, are combined to bring out the best and most delicious taste. Each group selects a separate dish for processing.
And what kind of food? Deep fried?
Hôm nay tôi đến đây để tham gia cái buổi giao lưu với tất cả mọi người. Tôi chế biến món gà được kết hợp quận với lại bacon và chỉ xông khói cùng với lại phô mai mozzarella với khoai tây nghiền. Khoai tây nghiền truyền thống thì thường là kết hợp với phô mai, rồi nó sẽ làm nên một cái hương vị hết sức tự nhiên, là nó khác biệt.
Nó giữ được cái hương vị vừa món ăn của truyền thống của Việt Nam mình mà cũng vừa kết hợp với cái món ăn của nước ngoài. Đó là cái món ăn giống như bakery hoặc là KFC, những cái món gà nổi tiếng của người Mỹ, thì chúng tôi đã giữ được cái hương vị của người Việt và kết hợp với hương vị của người Mỹ, vẫn không có đi quá xa. Đấy, thì muốn giới thiệu cho mấy vị ở nước ngoài biết, đất nước ở nước ngoài biết, đó là cái món ăn của chúng tôi, và chúng tôi có thể kết hợp những cái hương vị của các nước ông để làm hài hòa, để cho các ông qua Việt Nam thì cũng cảm thấy không có xa lạ, vẫn còn giữ được cái hương của mình và nhớ được cái quê hương của mình.
Cheese makes the dish tasty, greasy, and attractive without causing boredom. Any professional kitchen is always accompanied with cheese and milk. For the young chef, it is necessary to learn the use, taste of cheese as one of the most important knowledge in processing and creating the perfect food.
Tôi thấy ở Việt Nam có rất nhiều nguyên liệu phổ biến, thì những nguyên liệu đấy kết hợp lại thì tạo ra một cái cảm giác, một cái hương vị rất là mới, rất là mới mẻ và rất là phong phú cho người Việt mình.
Bây giờ có rất là nhiều món, ví dụ bò nướng phô mai, sườn nướng phô mai, hàu nướng phô mai, cá nướng, rồi hải sản các thứ người ta cũng đều cho phô mai. Và tôi nghĩ rằng là cái lượng khách đang tiếp nhận cái phô mai ở trong cái ẩm thực hiện đại đang rất là phong phú. Khi các bạn sử dụng phô mai trong các cái món ăn này thì tôi cũng cảm thấy rất là tự hào, bởi vì là với cái kiến thức của các em ấy chưa được nhiều. Các em có thể mới tốt nghiệp năm ngoái, năm kia, và cũng có những em đang học năm nay mà họ đã làm được những cái món ăn với cái dòng phô mai như thế là rất là tốt. Tôi nghĩ rằng là cái tương lai ấy thì các em có thể đem được rất là nhiều cái công thức ẩm thực ra các cái nhà hàng.
Typical Vietnamese and foreign dishes prepared by Vietnamese chefs, such as fried beef rolls, fried chicken cheese, grilled cheese mussels, etc., have really attracted diners as well as judges of the contest. With a very special taste, cheese has been and will continue to prove its attractiveness in the world cuisine in general and in Vietnam in particular.
And rolling that on a pan.
This time coming to Vietnam and joining Vietnamese chefs in cooking some dishes with the use of cheese. So what do you think about their dishes?
When I look at the chefs here, the young chefs, they're very creative, they're very thoughtful, but they don't have the product knowledge yet to understand the product of cheese. So my job is to teach them about how the cheese cooks, how it performs hot and cold, how to store it, how to use it, and which type of cheese to use in which type of recipe. So I'm very impressed, even though they've never used it before. We teach them a little bit about how to use it and let them go and be creative. I love the creativity of young chefs in Vietnam.
Can you share more with us about the creativity of the Vietnamese chefs when they are cooking with cheese?
Oh, the creativity I see is not just in the flavors that they are trying to create. It is in their presentation and in ways of plating. Well, the plating and presentation over here is just amazing. When you eat, particularly in a restaurant, you eat first with your eyes, then with your nose, finally with your mouth. If it doesn't look good, your brain tells you it's not going to taste good. But if a chef makes the dish look beautiful and exciting, you're excited about eating it before you even smell or taste it. That is a big part of food. And the young chefs here are very creative with their presentation. What they lack is product knowledge. They don't necessarily understand how the cheese is going to perform, so they may make a dish that would be better with this cheese, and instead they use this cheese.
So what is the most important thing that Vietnamese chefs should know when they are cooking with cheese?
Understanding the melting characteristics of the cheese and understanding how the texture changes as it goes from cold to warm back to cold. It's very important to see how the cheese changes and how it performs when it's cooked. For the chefs, they need to understand how to use all of the thousands of different cheeses in the world and understand how they're going to cook. That's what we were teaching them today.
What is your opinion on the ways of combining Vietnamese cuisine and also the Western cheese?
You can take some of the ingredients from Vietnamese food and create new dishes that are partly Vietnamese, partly Western, and you can create that with cheese. One of the most common uses is fried cheese sticks, and if you take a nice like Monterey Jack or something like that and wrap it in a spring roll wrapper, you can serve it cold or you can deep fry it quickly, and that is a way to incorporate Western into Eastern. But normally I don't recommend taking a classic Vietnamese dish and adding cheese to it, because then you're changing the dish. But if you want to make a fusion of East-West, that's a great way to introduce cheese, by using some of the local ingredients with some new ingredients and cooking styles that you're familiar with.
Once again, thank you, Chef Mark Todd, for joining us.
Sure.
And that's all we have for this episode of CHUYên Vietnam today. For comment and feedback, don't hesitate to write to us at chuyenvietnam@netvietttv.net. Thank you for watching and goodbye for now.